Hello everyone and welcome back to WoW Shadowlands. We are pretty early on in our leveling journey still, and we've just arrived over in East Point Station. I don't really want to level up in Tierguard Sound. I would rather level up in Drustvar, but the mission map that's supposed to let us pick what zone we want to start in didn't really seem to want to let me do that. I'm going to turn in the breadcrumb here, and then I'm just going to hearth back and see if we can access the mission map and have the game send us somewhere else. Or if they've made some kind of change that has locked us into doing Tierguard Sound. I could probably mount up and remember that at level 12, unlike in Classic, oh, I have a mount for some reason. Okay, I'm not going to take any of their quests right now. Because, yeah, I would rather... We probably don't have the hearth, maybe we can just take this ferry back. I'd rather level up in Drustvar. I just think it would be cool to get some of the lore about the Drust, since they play a role in Shadowlands.
Ahoy!
Tradewinds Market, right? Nah, maybe I should have just hearthed. It's only on a 30-minute cooldown. And I think eventually we're going to get a flight whistle to take us to the nearest flight point, and I think that's on a 15 or 20-minute cooldown. Hope you guys are all doing well today. It won't stop snowing here in Michigan, so it's yet another incredibly gray, incredibly windy and cold, bleak day outside. And that's why I'm here. One of the many reasons why I'm here. Here being in Azeroth. We just went right through that dude's fishing line. I saw it, you saw it. Okay. Mount, you have a mount, you have a mount. You have a mount. Where was the teleportation place? Everything is right here, basically, right? Maybe it's like around the corner. No, this is not the place with the mission map, though. Okay. Where's that place at? Aha. Aha. That's a good sign. It has an exclamation above it. Why? Does anybody know why it's doing this? This can't be normal behavior as of, like, BFA launch. I distinctly remember on the Horde being able to immediately pick where I wanted to start my questing. What is happening with this? And it says it has a quest. What?
You have my attention.
What's going on?
Finally, some action.
No, don't brief me on Kultiris again.
Kultiris is made up of several
Well
major
met.
houses. They were
Fair
unified
winds
under
and
Valen
following
Proudmoore's
seas.
leadership, but that gradually
Oh, she's not gonna
changed
shut up
after his
now.
defeat
Great.
at Theramore.
Yeah, guys, I have no idea. It's kind of disappointing and annoying. Honestly, I was pretty sure I'd get to have a choice, and I had decided really early on I wanted to do Drustvar, but now we're gonna have to see what it takes to open it up. I don't even know what would open it up, because the storylines aren't connected necessarily. You don't flow from one plot arc to the other. Each zone has its own story arc. That's like basically the entire premise of leveling in BFA. It's like there's basically 3 different stories happening for the Alliance, and then 3 more for the Horde. In each zone, you get a story, and they're only connected because the characters exist in the same world. But they don't chain into each other.
Trouble afoot. Keep your powder dry.
Are we not? No, we're not at the right boat.
Fancy a cuppa?
Okay, yeah. Well, that was a bunch of wasted time. Back over to East Point Station. I was thinking about setting this to survival so that it would give us survival loot, and that way we have a chance of getting a spear. Like if we get a weapon, I don't want to get another bow. I want to get a spear so we can try out some survival. Or we could get a staff, I guess, but I think a polearm is preferable, though I guess they wouldn't all be spears. And I know that, we talked about this before, I know that survival is not the optimum spec by any stretch of the imagination. And I know it's not even really people's, like, favorite spec. Like, I don't think a lot of people actually care for survival who are hunters, who main hunters, and have always loved their hunters. I like melee combat. If I'm in a raid, then I'm probably gonna go Beast Mastery, because we can stay on the move, we don't have to cast anything, and we can stay at range, which in a raid is preferable. But if we're doing questing content or 5-man content, I'd rather be in melee. I enjoy melee. I like getting up close and personal with the enemies, so we can like actually appreciate the artwork that goes into each and every character model in the game. And sometimes when you're questing as a ranged class, you don't get that because you can kill things from a long way off, and so you see them, but you don't always get to see them as closely as you would if you were playing a melee class. Alright, here we go. East Point Station. What is the main quest here? Suspicious shipments. Normally I wouldn't tell you nothing, but I'll spill it for Cyrus. Ashvane's onto something big. They got guys working around the clock in there. Even brought in some muscle to keep everyone motivated. I don't know anything about what they're making, but I know it ain't passing through here to Borealis. If I were dumb enough to go snooping around there, I'd look at the goods themselves, see if they got shipping labels. But I ain't that dumb, so you gotta do it. Wow, that's some awesome quest writing there. I'm not so dumb, so you gotta do it. Who are we to you? Do you know who we are? That we are the Secretary of the Alliance? Labor dispute. The Ashvane company's been working their people so hard they even tried to strike. The company brought in a bunch of goons to break it up and get everyone back to work. Heard they even shot a couple guys who tried to walk off the job. What say you give them a taste of their own brutality while you're in there? Alright, so kill a bunch of guys who we don't know, except that they work for the Ashvane company, so they must be horrible goons.
Do you have scurvy?
Who should just be like murdered outright. And then we have to inspect the marked goods. They said they would feed us, said they'd keep us warm. Olive runs the sleeve of her coat across her nose. But they were mean, and it was really hard work. And when we tried to rest, they yelled at us. I got away, but my friends are still there. Okay, I see where you're going. I'll get your friends.
Send those kids to the western edge of the Foundry. I'll wait there and make sure nobody tries to snatch them.
Hi, Flynn.
Meet me there when you've got some information on those shipments.
Yeah. Oh, he's off. I like how he goes a slightly different way. I really wish, and here's my wish, and it might seem like a small thing, but for immersion's sake, it's a big thing. I wish the NPCs could run a little bit further into my draw distance before they up and vanish into thin air. Does that make sense? Like, I want to see Flynn, like, actually run off, and then whatever, you could have him disappear when he's behind these trees. But if I want to stand there and watch Flynn run, I want to be able to do it for more than a second and a half, thank you. Okay, we got a quest up here. We have some company enforcers who are about to get murdered, and they're just doing their job, you know. They're probably making about minimum wage. They might be making a little more than that, but I doubt it would be too much more. And we are just about to murder them. I've been reading the Witcher books recently, and I'm actually almost done with the series. I'm about to start Lady of the Lake. And so the way that like killing is described in those books, if you don't know, is extremely graphic and violent. It actually gives me like super anxiety, but the books themselves are really good, so it's worth pushing through all that. And so when I read those books and all these people die so horribly,
Faithful employees.
Oh.
Effective immediately, all shifts are doubled.
Lovely.
We do not ask this of you lightly. Your hard work ensures the safety of Kultiris in these uncertain times.
Of course. Well, anyway, so reading how they describe like people getting killed
Regarding
in combat in that,
company presence on site,
it makes me like double.
assured
It makes me think
they
twice
are
about
here
how we're just like
for
coming in here
your
and killing all these
safety.
people. Like I actually feel bad for them because of the way some people go out in the Witcher books is
Given
pretty
the
awful.
rumors of foreign
And we're
invaders
basically
and
being that awful
spies
person.
among us, we can never be too careful. Obey their instructions to avoid any unseemly incidents.
Now to find a warm fire.
Is she just gonna talk the entire time we're in here?
Kindly direct
Yes.
inquiries to Mr. Farthing or Mr. Williams.
Guess I don't need to be so hesitant in here. I'm like kind of snooping around like it's classic and I need to be careful, but that's not exactly the case now, is it? Yeah, see, I want to be in here like toe to toe with these guys. I guess I can stand in melee with a bow, but it just seems kind of silly.
Fish are weird. Steer clear? Thank you.
All we are doing is like clicking on these guys and they run off. Like, I mean, I guess the guard was stopping him from running off before, but we're just giving them directions basically. Like, hey, go here, you're gonna be rescued. Guess that makes sense. I should be heading towards these other objectives on my map, but I'm so used to playing Classic that I have not been looking at my mini-map for quest hints. I mean, they're not hints. So yeah, I need to start looking up there. Oh, hi there. I should probably turn V-bars on. I don't really like having them on when I'm questing because it kind of breaks up immersion. But, you know, sometimes enemies will naturally camouflage and so will their name, so maybe I keep these on when I'm in close quarters like this. They're not as obtrusive as they used to be. I don't even really like my health being displayed down here. I think it's like one or the other. I have to turn one of these off. Display. That has nothing to do with my health. Personal resource display. Okay. I hope that's it. Hope that turns it off.
Suffer no insolence from the soot-smeared rabble. Make examples if you must. All that matters is that our clients get their supplies on time. And ban this note after reading it, you buffoon!
I'm going back to school.
Thousands of musket balls thousands of balls of musket shot are bundled carefully inside these crates. Alright. So we're just looking for crates and children. Don't really have to fight anybody else unless we absolutely have to.
Please help the grown-ups too.
I really need to get used to like moving at a faster pace through this stuff. Okay, we've picked up some kind of item I'm sure we can use on an enemy. I'm just not missing these crates. seems eerily quiet here all of a sudden. Really? Not a single crate? I guess we're mounting up. There's the music. I love that though. I love being able to fire off an ability and having that dismount me.
I'm out of here.
I wonder when that gets changed. I wonder if that'll be changed in Burning Crusade, or if we're still gonna have to like select our mounts or unclick the mount buff in Classic before we can cast abilities.
Daddy says I need my sea legs, but I already got 2 legs.
Alright, that's all the kids. Whoops. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry. He's just a worker. Just a worker we just murdered. For no reason. It was a misclick. It was a misclick. That's how little people's lives matter to us. The music got really, really intense. And maybe unnecessarily intense for what we're doing, which is just some casual murder.
I don't have a target.
I mean, I guess I should head towards this final objective over here, right? Do I have to go around this, or can I climb up here? Looks like we can climb up. We'll see if we can make this jump. Oh yeah, no problem. Where's our pet though? There he is, he made it. Proud of him.
I need a target.
Wrong place at the wrong time, friend.
Did some kind of reverse moonwalk there. Yes, a reverse moonwalk is where you move forward. Right? Wouldn't that be a reverse moonwalk? Seems unnecessary. Alright, this is the named guy we need. Look, it's the skinny Kiltiran model that we thought we were going to be able to make characters with, and then we weren't able to do that. It never happened. And then they stopped talking about it. But yeah, originally, it was implied that you would be able to make skinny Kiltiran
I don't care how you do it.
as a character.
I want those forges running day and night. The chemists are producing excellent powder. You will keep them supplied with refined azurite, or I'll find someone who can.
Okay, Ashvane, shh. Dust falls from the scroll case as you retrieve it, revealing an ornate etching. The artwork, rendered with obvious care and skill, depicts a scene from a Tortalan pilgrimage. The container has spaces for 12 rolled scrolls, only one of which is occupied. A complete set would likely be quite valuable to a Tortalan collector. Okay. I guess we just work on that passively while we struggle to find loot boxes. I wish the music would stay like consistent and not have to go from like blaringly loud and crazily dramatic to dead silent and not doing anything at all. There's gotta be like some happy medium, you know, like when you play normal RPGs and it just has a soundtrack that it plays and it's like pleasant music to listen to for what's going on.
For trespassing is death.
And then if you need to have like really crazy upbeat music, maybe you have like specifically combat music, but then your game would have to be a game where combat lasts longer than 2 seconds. So maybe that wouldn't work. Okay, for real though, we need one more, right? And these must be in like very specific places because they don't seem to respawn or like be abundant. Like here's one we've already grabbed. They don't seem like they respawn. So I'm like looking for one that is just existing in the world.
The penalty for trespassing is death.
Let's see how long it takes me to complete this quest. Which is probably like incredibly easy. I'm just like totally missing it. Maybe if I zoom out and make my guy like invisible, I will then see what I'm missing here. There it is. See, scrolling out may have helped us. I like to play more like this, but not every situation in WoW lends itself to this. Okay. Alright, he's rescuing the kids. Flynn's here.
What's your story?
Sounds like they're making a ton of this stuff and keeping it under wraps.
Let's get paid.
These kids are going to have it hard enough without being under Ashvane's thumb. Thanks for getting them out.
Eyes on the horizon.
So we found a note to Forge Master Farthing. A note to Taskmaster Williams. Can we actually read these? It doesn't look like they're even real items in my inventory. Am I missing something? Or are they just not real items in my inventory? Is that a real thing? Okay. I guess we're not reading them. Most folk working for the Ashvane Trading Company don't know how rotten they are. Or don't have any other choice. The sooner we take... He's literally telling us that like all the people we just killed don't know how rotten the company is, or don't have any other choice, but we're just like, hey, go in there and kill 10 of them. Oh, okay. I'll just kill 10 people. It's fine. It's totally fine. Oh, nice. Well, now killing those 10 people was definitely worth it. Obviously. Well, yeah, those are cool. I like it. Figures they wouldn't just put the destination on the crates for us. Nothing's ever easy, is it? If the weapons aren't moving on Cagney's Ferry, they must be passing through Bridgeport, the shipping hub just up the road. Bridgeport is protected by a garrison of Proudmoore Marines. The Ashvane Company has lots of nerve moving these illegal weapons right under their noses. Let's check it out.
Next round's on me. Cagney, get these kids on a ferry back to town. Talia will make sure they get placed into a shelter. Mate, I'll see you up ahead.
And off he goes. Alright, so what, we're entering an entirely new questing hub, right?
What's the word?
Flynn pretends not to notice you, but whispers at you. Of course it's her. Who's her? He's talking about Talia? Or who? What is he talking about here? No indication. Bridgeport is a major hub for this area. Naturally, Ashvane has offices and workshops here. Check around town, see if you can learn anything about this new material and how they're using it. If you can lift a sample for us to send back to Borealis, even better. I gotta stay here and keep an eye on someone. Who is he keeping an eye on? Jeb? Is it Jeb? Is Jeb up to something? Come on, Jeb, you're better than this. Alright.
Keep your powder dry.
That's fine. Let's grab the flight point. Very cool here. I like this town. I mean, I feel like the thing is about playing on the Horde is like you don't often get like proper towns. Like everything you get, it's like a tent or a hovel in the middle of nowhere. I don't know. You don't get to experience like any of the super interesting architecture, in my opinion. That being said, obviously places like Orgrimmar, amazing. They've done some cool things with some of the architecture in Zuldazar, but if you're not really into pyramids, then you're up a creek there. Alright, let's see. We have some wanted posters. As we turn into the busy season, Kenning's Lodge is looking for recreational hunters to assist with fulfilling the ever-growing list of orders from Borealis. These are short-term positions which will be paid relative to performance. So like side quests? Are we gonna need to do a lot of side quests? I'm wondering if I should just like, if I should do everything or if I should focus on just the main questing. Because I think they're gonna like delineate it in the quest log so that we know what's a main quest and what's not. Could be wrong about that. Let's come over here. What is this objective that we're supposedly right by? Are we under it? Yeah, we have to be under it. Or not.
Fancy a cuppa?
Oh, it's a piece of paper right in front of this person. Are we gonna swipe it from right in front of their face? After finally discovering a suitable base, we have successfully produced a stable compound. In this state, it can be stored, transported, or introduced into the mixing process to infuse a terribly potent black powder. I am so confident in its stability that initial samples were sent to Borealis suspended inside a necklace. And that's the necklace that Ashvane wears, right? As we run the cauldrons day and night mixing powder, work also continues prototyping further applications. Our most promising so far is a pistol, which we hope will make another suitable gift for our esteemed Lady Chairman. Yeah, don't mind us, we're gonna swipe this note from right in front of you. Junior Miner Joe. It was horrible. I was in the mine nearby, just picking away at rock, and it jumped up and bit me in the neck. Since wicked rocks walk around and bite people. I hightailed it out of there, but some crazy fools are sticking around trying to take the mine back. If you're eager to punch a rock, you can find them down the road. Okay then. We're eager to punch a rock. I think you have to be in WoW. Eager to punch anything.
Lord Admiral's favour, friend.
Left at the port. There was a mishap when we were loading the most recent shipment for the Southwind Station. Apparently some of the paperwork meant for the dockmaster was left behind. He can't hand over deliveries to the couriers without it, but the next cargo ferry won't be departing anytime soon. Do you think you could deliver it on foot? Oh yeah, we'll just...
Look always to the sea.
We are a secretary. Delivering stuff is what we do best, okay? Carrying stuff, getting coffee, filing paperwork, Excel spreadsheets. We can do it all, okay? But where are we going here? Raw Azerite sample. Okay, we need to lift something. Probably from one of these guys, from right in front of them. But don't mind us. And then we walk it like 10 feet over to the quest giver. Makes perfect sense. He couldn't be bothered to go get it himself. He's keeping an eye on somebody. Flynn side-eyes you while trying his best to look casual. Good, I'll hang on to them for now. I think I found our next lead. Flynn lifts his collar to hide his face and speaks to you under his breath. You see that ship? I know that ship. Let's just say your captain and I have a little history. It's a smuggling vessel. Our illegal weapons are on there for sure. I'd bet my coat on it, and I love this coat. We need to find out where it's going. How are you in tight spaces?
You got any more business in town? Now's the time to do it.
Yeah, we do.
Let me know when you're ready to board that ship and go wherever the wind takes us.
We got lots of stuff left to do in town. So yeah, we're gonna knock out these quests before we follow Flynn on this little mission of his. But I think this is going to be a good place for us to take a little break. and I'll make sure to park it somewhere we can get some rested experience. And yeah, I'm having fun. It's obviously like totally different than Classic, really high pace. The narrative is kind of like going pretty strong, pulling us along pretty well. I'm enjoying that. Not the zone I wanted to be in, but we'll see when and if we can open up Drustvar, or maybe we'll play this out. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate all the support on the series. So take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and we will see you back real soon. Bye now.